Hey YouTube, this is another video from Craig. Um, I haven't done a video in a little bit. I've had to really sort out some things. I've had one or two friends land in a bit of trouble to help them out. Um, and in that, I've needed to just take a time out and just sort one or two things out, which I'm quite happy with, and I'm pleased it's happened. And it's left me in a bit of a situation where I have to sort out one or two things, be a bit more careful with what's going on. But it's not that bad. So, what I'm going to say to you, I'm just going to give you, YouTube, some helpful advice. It's advice to myself, which I've kind of like just posted on Facebook right now. Exactly the same thing, but I'm just going to go in a bit more depth and be a bit more centered and a bit more like true to life, really. So, what I'm going to say to you is, I want you to be more focused. Yeah. Right now I'm doing a lot of things to do with like law of attraction and all of that. But in doing that, I'm finding that I know the things I want to get to. I found my route that I want. My end goals. I've got like 2 or 3 end goals. One of them has appeared before my eyes magically out of nowhere. I wasn't ready for it, but it's here. So I'm gonna disclose all this to you in a later time, a later date. Yeah. So later on down the road, what I'll do is I'll tell you exactly what happened. Yeah. As for the rest of the stuff, I know where I want to go. Yeah. I know what I want to do. Yeah. And I've known this since I started doing these YouTube videos. But now it's finding the steps to get to where I want to. So I've put some things in order to get them done. Yeah. But I have to think about now. Yeah. And the whole thing about thinking about now is having clarity on where you're going. Yeah. And how to get there and the next step to take. So I'm telling you, take a time out. Yeah. And find your clarity of the next step and take it. Yeah. Luckily, I've got some good people around me that are kind of, let's say, supporting me, but giving me the tips, hints, and guidance that I need to get to these places that I want to get to. There's things I want to do through these people who are helping me, and I'm specifically talking about like H Academy and that. But the first steps are hard for me because I've never had to have this clarity of doing things by myself, for myself. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, I've worked a job. I've worked since I was the age of 16. And when I say I worked hard. My mum, I was talking to a friend the other day, and like I was saying to him, when I was about between the ages of 16 to 20, I was working, and I was working like 2-3 jobs at the time. I could afford to buy like one of those Machino suits, and everybody looked like the guy that I was talking to is like, how could you afford that at that age? I was working my ass off, so I'm a hard worker. Yeah, I know this. Yeah, I'll put in the work, I'll put in the hours, I'll put in the time. But doing things for yourself, that's another ball game. So it's being self-employed, putting things into action that, like, if you don't know how to do something, I'm not the kind of person to ask for help. So lately, especially Sam, you know who you are, you kind of reprimanded me and said, look, you're kind of destroying your own self really by not asking for help, knowing that there's help there. So I'm kind of putting myself in a position where I'm asking for help if I need it. I'm spotting my flaws that I'm making within myself. So it's not just flaws to do with like your flaws in your personality, yeah, but it's the flaws of your day-to-day actions or inactions, yeah. So I'm just gonna give you this for the time being and tell you, find clarity, yeah, take the actions and work hard, yeah. Learning is supposed to be difficult. If you look at a baby, before a baby knows how to move its hand, it asks itself, what is this? Bite the hand and, oh, this is mine. And then over the course of time, you see it using that. A child writing, I watched my nephew the other day spelling. Didn't know how to spell a certain word, and it happened to all of us. We didn't know how to write properly, didn't know how to spell a certain word, but once you got it, you got it. Yeah, and you never kind of turn back from that. So I'm just going to tell you that for now. Yeah, keep up. Yeah, learn your thing, and then once you've learned it, you flow with it and do what you need to do with it. All right. So this is me for now. Peace out.